Warning, the following contains graphic material of a maturing nature. Viewership is strongly advised if you'd like to live a long and happy life.
North of 49, a guide to the rest of your life. Welcome to North of 49. Today we meet Sally Rigoni, a retired nurse who has found her ideal place for retirement in Kitimat, British Columbia. On today's show we talk to Margaret Sana, chairperson of the Retirement Kitimat Task Force, about what makes a community, and Kitimat in particular, so appealing to North of 49ers. Plus, we'll talk with Christina Niven, Vice President of Yoga BC, who will shed some light on one of Sally's new favorite activities, yoga. The town of Kitimat really came into its own in the 1950s after the government of British Columbia allowed the development of hydroelectric facilities to support the province's emerging aluminum smelting industry. Kitimat flourished, benefiting from a garden city design concept developed as a means of attracting and maintaining workers and their families. Sally Rigoni initially moved to Kitimat in the late 60s, just as the town was hitting its stride.
I came up here right out of nurses training, and well, it was a fun place. The hospital was big. Nurses' residence was on the 4th floor of the hospital, and it was full.
It was at this time that Sally met Chris Rigoni at a chance group outing to Harrison Hot Springs. The two immediately hit it off.
I left again, went to Montreal for a year, and then came back in '66, and we got married then.
As Sally and Chris started to plan their future together, they wondered whether Kitimat was the right place for them to raise a family.
We went looking for a place to live, and we thought, oh, the Lower Mainland maybe, you know, maybe the Okanagan, but you know, we looked around at those places and jobs for Chris. We couldn't find anything that we liked quite as well as Kitimat, and we were happy here. So we just came back here and built our house.
Sally and Chris spent the rest of their adult lives in Kitimat and raised 2 children together along the way. Throughout the years, Sally noticed that aside from the lower cost of living in Kitimat had a number of other perks as well.
It's not only the cheaper housing prices, it's the affordability of the golf membership. The great senior center with a lot of activities going on, great recreational facilities. We have a theater, so it's got everything.
Kitimat's affordable housing, along with the accessible location, means that residents can afford to travel on a fairly regular basis.
Well, if you're flying, it's a 2-hour flight to Vancouver, and then you can go anywhere. And because it's not costing you as much to live here, you can afford to go away.
One of the things to which Sally has really grown accustomed in Kitimat is the proximity of everything in town. Everything is just the proverbial 5 minutes away.
When we were looking around the Lower Mainland, you had to drive a long ways to get anywhere. You know, not everybody is 5 minutes away the way they are in Kitimat. And, you know, work is close. You know, it was just very easy being here. You know, you don't have to drive a long distance to do anything.
Kitimat is also a community where you can be active in all seasons. Sally and Chris take advantage of the crisp winters for skiing and the brilliantly warm summers for hiking, boating, and more. They wouldn't have it any other way.
I've been very active all my life. I've been into sport all my life. And throughout all my year.
We go to yoga classes. We've been doing that for 2 years. We have a fantastic yoga instructor here. We just started snowshoeing this year because we had a hiking group that always hiked every Wednesday. And we kind of hated to see that go because we like hiking.
As Sally and Chris's children grew up, the couple started to look around again, this time wondering if Kitimat would be the right place for them to retire.
About 10-15 years before I retired, we looked around BC and we could not find a town that was similar to ours.
We thought, oh, it'd be nice to be close to the lake, so we looked at the Okanagan, but it's very busy there now, and again, traffic, and the houses are a lot more expensive, and we thought, well, you know, we have no good reason to leave. And so until there was something that was more important than what we had here, we wouldn't go just for the weather or just for the sake of going. It's been a really good decision.
Above all, Sally says at the heart of what makes Kitimat an ideal place to live and to retire is the wonderful relationships and unexpected happy interconnections that develop over time in this tight-knit community.
The teachers that my grandkids had taught my children. So you have a lot of relationships with people in the community.
I think you'll find that in order for yourself to be happy, you can't just sit at home and expect people to come and see you. You have to go out and be active.
While they didn't plan it this way, as Sally and Chris's lifestyles have changed from newlyweds to family life to active retirees, they've never found a more suitable place for them to call home than Kitimat.
There's certainly more people that are choosing to retire here. That before everybody moved away when they retired, and now a lot more are choosing to stay here. And I think it's the friendships that they've made are a big part of it. You know, friends are a big part of your life.
North of 49, a guide to the rest of your life.